A girl with a guitar born on December 13, 1989, in Reading, Pennsylvania, Taylor Allison Swift grew up on a Christmas tree farm. From an early age, she wasn't just fascinated by music, she was consumed by it. At just 11, she traveled with her mom to Nashville, handing out demo tapes to every label in town. She was rejected, again and again, but rejection didn't break her. It built her. Inspired by country legends like Shania Twain and the storytelling of Faith Hill, she began writing her own songs. And then, a miracle happened. At age 14, she became the youngest artist ever signed by Sony ATV Music Publishing. Soon after, she released her debut album, and the world took notice. America's Sweetheart. Her self-titled debut album, Taylor Swift, was released in 2006. Songs like Tim McGraw and Teardrops on My Guitar weren't just catchy, they were raw, real, and relatable. Teenagers saw themselves in her, a girl with curly blonde hair, a guitar in her hand, and heartbreak in her lyrics. With her second album, Fearless, Taylor cemented her place in the industry. She wasn't just writing songs, she was creating anthems. Love Story, You Belong With Me, these tracks weren't just hits, they were moments in people's lives. At just 20 years old, she won Album of the Year at the Grammy Awards, but behind the curtains of success, a storm was brewing. The Kanye moment, a turning point 2009, the MTV Video Music Awards. Taylor wins Best Female Video. She walks on stage, and then Kanye West interrupts. That moment went viral. But it wasn't just a meme, it was a turning point. Suddenly, Taylor Swift was no longer just a country girl with a guitar. She was part of the pop culture chaos. She was criticized, mocked, overanalyzed. Yet, she never stopped writing. Instead, she evolved. The Reinvention, Red, and 1989-2012. Red was released, and with it, a new version of Taylor emerged, emotional, mature, and experimental. Tracks like All Too Well showcased a lyrical genius that critics couldn't ignore. Then came 1989 in 2014, her official break from country into full-blown pop. And it was glorious. Shake It Off, Blank Space, Style. She wasn't just changing genres, she was defining them. And then she did the unthinkable, she disappeared. Reputation, Shadows, and Survival. When Reputation dropped in 2017, it wasn't Taylor Swift. It was a new Taylor, born out of betrayal and tabloid venom. Snakes, feuds, lies. She embraced the villain image and burned it all down on her own terms. Look What You Made Me Do wasn't just a song, it was a statement. She had been mocked, attacked, and cornered, but she came out swinging. This was Taylor's revenge era, and the fans loved it. Lover, Folklore, and the Poet Inside. 2019. Lover was a return to color, to softness, to love. But then, in 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, Taylor did something unexpected. She released Folklore and, later, Evermore. Two indie folk albums filled with fictional characters, poetic lyrics, and haunting melodies. No radio hits, no TikTok dances. Just art. Folklore won her another Grammy for Album of the Year, making her the first woman to win the award 3 times. She had evolved from a country singer to a global superstar, to a poetic legend. Owning her voice, the masters fight. But while the world celebrated her, a private battle was raging. Taylor Swift did not own the master rights to her first 6 albums. They were sold without her consent. So, she made a bold move. She started re-recording her old albums, branding them Taylor's version, and fans stood by her, streaming the re-recorded albums by the billions. She didn't just reclaim her music, she rewrote the rules of the music industry. Eras Tour and Modern Legacy 2023 and 2024 saw the rise of the Eras Tour, a spectacle like no other. Across continents, millions sang along, cried, danced, and worshipped the Queen of Reinvention. It became the highest-grossing concert tour of all time. Taylor Swift wasn't just performing songs, she was performing her legacy. Each era, each heartbreak, each triumph, all wrapped into one magical show. Closing, a legacy. Written in lyrics narrator, softer tone. Taylor Swift is more than just a musician. She is a woman who found strength in vulnerability, a poet who turned diaries into anthems, and an icon who showed millions how to survive, thrive, and shine. In a world full of noise, she gave us a melody.